I think I would ask, what is the message you'd like to bring back to like law enforcement as far as how you were treated from the very beginning and how can we do things better?
I met people who were police officers, but they were also social change agents. They wanted to be involved in working with kids. They really wanted to see these kids succeed. They would stand outside the schools. They would walk them to a certain distance where they're safe and all that. And I recognize there's such a value in that relationship. But I have to be quite honest with you. As a child, you know, most of the experiences I had with law enforcement were very antagonistic. And I have to admit that it happened on countless occasions. I was physically beaten by the police. You know, and I say it not to place blame on all law enforcement, because I know that's not the case. But I remember countless times being physically beaten as if I was a grown man. You know, and this was just a pickup from where I was already getting beaten in my home. I was already getting beaten up by rival gang members. I was already getting beat up by, you know, the kid I had a problem with in school who wasn't a gang involved, but he had to prove something. So understand, I was always enduring physical violence, but in that interaction, which I felt should have been safe for that child, unfortunately, really just resulted, and it's a continuation of the very same violence that I had. One time in particular, I remember I was standing on 51st and Ada, and the police drove up. My friend had a weapon on him. He ran. I didn't stick around. I ran too. I didn't have a gun on me, but I ran. And I remember I ran through a game where I hit a small lot. On a small lot with some broken down cars. They did a lot of repair there. You know, guys in the neighborhood would work on their cars there. I got caught right there. I put my hands up, I put my hands on the car. I remember the police catching me. He was out of breath. He was mad. And he said, the first thing he asked me is, what's your effing name? And I said, what? And all I felt was, boom. The man hit me so hard in my face, he busted my nose and gave me a black eye with one hit. I was like 12 years old at the time. My frame was probably about 100 pounds at the very most, probably 5'3", 5'4". This was a grown giant man. His fist was so big that when he hit me, it covered both my eyes and my nose. And all I remember was that flash, and when he hit me, I remember blood rushing out of my face into the back of the car, and I was afraid, I was terrified. So when you ask me what can we do to help improve that relationship between children and the community and law enforcement, we need to first recognize that police officers are human. They're not perfect. They need help. Officers need help. They're afraid. They're out of breath. They need intervention too. And the same thing with that kid. He's out of breath. He's running from something. But we need to recognize that we're all human. We all need help. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Understood.